Hey, how's it going? My name is Drew. I wanted to make this video to describe some things that's been happening to me the last several years of my life. This video is about gang stalking, voice to skull. Um, those are the two terms that are most commonly used. I'm sure there's a ton of other ones. I've heard electronic harassment, proxy stalking, community stalking. I've heard all this kind of stuff. The reason I want to make this video is because I don't expect it to stop. It probably might even get worse, but I have nothing else to lose at this point, and I just want to get the story out there. I know there's thousands and thousands of other people in the United States that this is happening to, and I know there's thousands and thousands of people this is happening to around the world, probably millions and millions. Um, I don't know why it's happening. My theory, who's perpetrating it, why it's happening. My theory is that it is the government tied in with other groups. Um, there's probably some real classified stuff going on. I think that the governments around the world are gearing up for another type of society. That's what I personally believe, and they're using experiments. And that's why you get a lot of people that are experiencing this, the V2K, the gang stalking, that are homeless or either on drugs or some other type of discredited individual. Um, so I just want to just start off and just be real direct, and I'll probably make some other videos and kind of enlarge on some specificities on certain situations that happened exactly. But since I first started noticing this in 2014, around that time, um, and I noticed this because I was traveling around at the time, kind of being homeless, traveling around from city to city, not being real productive. So, kind of on the West Coast, I was traveling around from the Portland, Seattle, um, Salt Lake City. I would just take a Greyhound around, stay in hostels, stuff like that. I went to Santa Rosa, California. Or actually, I took a bus. I was in the Bay Area, and I took a bus up to um, Humboldt County just to go up there see what it was like. That was a mistake, by the way. Um, so I took a bus, and I meet two individuals there, and they just seemed real shady. But I didn't really have much going on, and they said, "Hey, you want to come hang out at our house?" It's real naive, and so I did, and it turned out to be a real nightmare. They turned out to be not very savory characters. I ended up leaving the place, calling the police. The police escorted me to Eureka. At Eureka, this is when I noticed that I was being in Eureka. I was being stalked, harassed, followed. People were blinking their lights at me, and so naturally, I kind of thought that, well, this is just like, some people in town that just want me out of there. Weed growers or something. They want the new guy out of there. That's all I thought. So I was like, man, I got to get the fuck out of here. So I did. I got out of there. I found like a ride share to Santa Rosa, California, and in Santa Rosa, California, it continued, except worse. Like it was like gang members following me, um, real like crazy looking fools, like some active gang people. I don't know what was going on, but I was like, why are these people chasing me? And that at the time, I thought like, well, they just don't know me. They don't know where I'm from, so they think I'm like some type of undercover cop or something. And so they're, but it was more personalized. Like every business I would go in, I'd see the same people go in there. And so I was like, man, you know what? I just need to get out of this part of the country because there's some like organized stuff going on here, and they obviously don't want me here or something. I don't know what's going on, but the thing that was kind of curious to me is because I'm not involved in anything. I don't owe any debts, or I'm not like trying to. I mean, I'm a nobody pretty much. I was homeless, and I'm not. So I don't understand why I would be such an important person to be followed around every day. And so yeah, so I took a bus, a Greyhound, to back to Kansas City, Missouri, where my father lives, and the whole time on the bus, I was followed or people would come on the bus. There were different characters, and they would ask me strange questions. Hey, where are you going? And stuff like that. At the time, I was really naive, and I kind of was still under the philosophy that everybody's a nice person and stuff. And I didn't actually realize that there's a lot of people. I guess they call them perpetrators or people that are involved in this program that are hired um, to pretty much follow you around and harass you and do. It's called directed or indirected conversation. Those are only terms that I've learned. I don't know. Other people probably have other terms, but I wouldn't call it directed conversation. Well, they'll come up and ask you something, or they'll come up and sit next to you and talk about something that only you would know about in your life, kind of just to let you know that they're following you and stuff like that. And so anyways, get to a Greyhound. My father picks me up on the Greyhound station. He lets me stay at his place. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I'm safe. I'm back at my father's house. Well, not really, because it started happening there. And so this is when I was new to this stuff, and at this point, I was tripping out, because I was like, whoa, like this shit followed me halfway across the country. Like there must be like some mistaken identity, or like there must be some people that really hate me, or that what I mean, trying to like kill me and stuff. And this is all common stuff a lot of TIs go through, target individuals go through during the first stages. And so I'm like, man, there people contracted out to freaking, there's like, freaking, I don't know. There's all types of people. I didn't know what was going on. So, I mean, literally, there were people that would move in. There were literally people in my apartment complex that would move out, and then people would move in, and they would literally harass me. Like I would go out, and they would literally say stuff to me. Like, oh, there he is. There he is. They'd have their phone out and stuff. I mean, it was just so bizarre. I'm like, man, how the hell am I that important? And so every job that I got, people would come in and go to that job and harass me. People at the job were told things about me. So I mean, workplace mobbing, harassment. People would start blinking their lights at me, stuff like that. And meantime, I'm telling my dad all this, and he thinks I'm completely insane. And he just didn't know. And later on, I found out that that's kind of what this program is designed for you to do. There's no evidence of what they're doing, and they're highly trained. This program, these people are highly trained. And so the whole thing is to make you look like, when you explain it to somebody, you're just crazy. And this is kind of why they target people that have a history of drug use or homelessness, because you're just a homeless ex-drug addict or current drug addict. And so it doesn't matter what you say, you're just tripping out. You're on some type of drug trip. You can't be right. It doesn't matter what you say. And so that's what's going on here. That's my theory, honestly. But anyway, so long story short, I'm going to end this video, but I want to talk about the V2K. The first time I heard it, I was out partying at a job that I was working in the kitchen. We come back to the kind of like an after hours at the chef's house. We ended up partying. I ended up partying a little too hard. Came back to the apartment, and then I started hearing voice to skull. And this is all like, we're going to kill you. We're going to come in there and rip your head off. We're going to stab. We're going to come in there and shoot you. We're going to kill your whole family. Stuff like this. And I was completely flipping out. I thought it was like the people upstairs. I thought it was like the next door neighbors that had like cameras and microphones and stuff. And later on, now I know that this is like satellite technology. I don't know the ins and outs of it, because I don't, but I know this is some type of technology via satellite or some type of radio weapon or remote neuro stuff where they can pretty much beam voices inside your head from afar. And so I kind of just want to conclude this video. I'll be making other videos. This is currently happening to me. I'm in Kansas. They have stopped like the boots on the ground. Sometimes you'll get people that will show up and like do stuff in cars, or there was one guy that gave me a thumbs up. There's another guy they sent in. I don't, this is all just, this could just be me being hypersensitive. But to me, I'm kind of like, I'm so used to it that little stuff like that doesn't bother me. But they're currently doing the V2K real heavy on me. It's all day, it's every day. They've told me all kinds of weird, bizarre shit. Like they're going to stop doing it if I do this, or they're going to do it for the rest of my life. They've told me that they tried to mimic like old friends I've had. They've told me they were different groups. They've said all kinds of stuff. They said that was it was my mom. They said it was like my brother, my sister. Man, just all kinds of weird, fantastic stuff. And I guess other people have experienced it too. But I'll make another video to enlarge on the V2K, or what I'm calling V2K. But I'm sure there's other terms for it. So, anyways, I just want to get my story out there, and I'm probably going to share it. And I'm just another person this is happening to, and so these people have to be caught and stopped. I don't know how else we're going to do it other than just speak up about it. So, all right, see you guys later.